Hello, and welcome to this roundup of spoilers and plot twists of the books that I've read this month. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. This is my monthly series talking about just the spoilers and plot twists of the books that I've read. I'm not going to cover every single book that I've read this month because some of them are pretty predictable. Usually, all my other videos are spoiler free and give an overview of the plot and my overall impression of the book. But this video will go straight for the conclusions or the plot twists, which you may or may not have seen coming. Someone Perfect by Mary Balog is book 9 of the Westcott series. This one has an Earl who has been long estranged from his family, and he's just now reclaiming his half-sister after her mother and his stepmother had died. Well, the reason for the estrangement is that his stepmother is horrible and conniving and claimed that the guy assaulted her when he didn't, and so his father banished him and they never saw each other again before his father died. A Rogue in Texas by Lorraine Heath is book 1 of the Rogues in Texas series. A bunch of English gentlemen are working the cotton fields of Texas after the loss of many of the men in the city due to the Civil War. After the main couple gets engaged, they find that her not quite dead husband has returned. Never Marry a Cowboy by Lorraine Heath is book 3 of the Rogues in Texas series. Our guy has always known that he was the younger twin brother and disfavored by his father. Turns out he's actually the older brother and the real heir to the Earl. The Outlaw and the Lady by Lorraine Heath is book 1 of the Daughters of Fortune series. A lady accidentally witnesses a bank robbery and gets kidnapped so that she can't identify the robbers. So the lady couldn't recognize the kidnapper because she's blind, but it turns out that the guy is her childhood friend who has been lost and thought to be dead for many years. Also, he looks exactly like his dad, so if she weren't blind, she would have totally recognized him instantly. To Marry an Heiress by Lorraine Heath is book 2 of the Daughters of Fortune series. We have a marriage of convenience story here with an impoverished lord and an American heiress. Except that her father had gambled away all of the money after the wedding, and everyone only found out after he had died. Love with a Scandalous Lord by Lorraine Heath is book 3 of the Daughters of Fortune series. The second legitimate son of a duke was basically banished by his family after his sister-in-law committed suicide after spending the night in bed with him. Well, it was actually the guy's brother's fault for sending his own wife into the guy's bedroom and then watching through a peephole through the wall. An Invitation to Seduction by Lorraine Heath is book 4 of the Daughters of Fortune series. You can tell this series has a lot of plot twists and turns. Our lady in this book is engaged to someone charming and sweet and stirs absolutely no passions or desires from her. And then the guy realizes he cannot go through with the marriage and then fakes his own death so that he can run away with another man. Wicked in Your Arms by Sophie Jordan is book 1 of the Forgotten Princesses series. A prince is hunting for an heiress with the aid of his cousin. But the cousin doesn't actually want the prince to get married, so he tries to stop it by kidnapping the lady. The Earls' Brazen Widow by Caroline Lee is book 2 of the Those Kilted Bastards series. Our guy has a second chance with the lady who happens to be his father's widow. But her son, the child Earl, is not actually the son of the late Earl, but the son of our main guy, who himself was the illegitimate son of the Earl. The Sinner's Tempting Captor by Caroline Lee is book 4 of the Those Kilted Bastards series. Well, this one has our guy in prison for murdering his friend and then sprung out of jail by that friend's sister. Turns out it was the lady's father who killed her brother and then made it look like she did it so that her guy would confess and take the fall and go to prison. No Dukes Allowed by Jess Michaels is book one of the Kent Row Duchesses series. We have a widow duchess who's kind of skittish about making friends or talking to her late husband's friends. Well, that's because she had killed her husband in self-defense and then covered it up, making it look like an accident. The Heir and the Spare by Maya Rodal is book one of the Negligent Chaperone series. Well, we have twin brothers here that hate each other, and the Spare always seems to have to take the punishment for the elder. Well, we have another twin birth order situation here. We find out that the younger brother is actually the elder brother and really the heir. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.